for the important work that the individuals associated with the industry do, and the industry as a whole. It's incredibly important for Louisiana, and it's been a proud part of our history for many, many years as it relates to oil and gas exploration and all of the beneficial economic impacts that has had. I don't think it's an understatement, or I should say an overstatement, that just about every family of any size in Louisiana has one or more members working in the energy sector, and I know that's certainly true for me. And in many cases, generations of families have worked in the oil fields or in the oil service sector. You know, as the saying goes in Louisiana, if you have a business of any kind, you're actually in the oil and gas business too. Because if workers in that industry aren't making money, there's a good chance that you aren't in your business. So the oil and gas sector is incredibly important for the overall health of our state and our economy. And we saw this when the price of oil began to drop precipitously in 2014, and the rig count followed suit in 2015. And the good news is we're starting to see some price stability and increases, and we've actually seen the permitting numbers rise in each of the past 2 years, getting close to 800 permits in 2018, up from a low of 475 in 2016 when oil prices fell as far as into the $20 range. While getting a permit certainly doesn't guarantee that a well will get drilled, Louisiana has also seen gains there. From the bottoming out of around 20 rigs running in early 2016, we've gotten back up into the 40s and have stayed in that range for most of the past 2 years. And that gain may not seem like a whole lot. It's about 20 rigs, but each one represents a company that's able to stay in business. And it's certainly more than just a number. It's a number that puts a lot of food on a lot of tables for a lot of families. Another sign of the recovery we've seen is the leasing of state-owned land and water bottoms in the current fiscal year. Through April of 2019, the Louisiana Mineral and Energy Board had collected about $13.8 million in lease bonus payments, roughly 3 times more than in 2017 and 18, and more than the past 3 fiscal years combined. And with 2 more lease sales to go, Louisiana's lease bonus is the highest we've seen since the 2014-2015 fiscal year, and we could well exceed those numbers. The continued interest and investment in Louisiana's natural gas is obviously being boosted by the access to new markets around the world as LNG export facilities are taking advantage of Louisiana's infrastructure, taking advantage of the coast, the river, the pipelines. And of course, the most well-known of these, the expanding Cheniere Sabine Pass facility in Cameron Parish, is certainly now being joined by a lot of new projects. And between expansions, new that it has ever been, at about $255 billion. Personal income has hit an all-time high of $215 billion. We just announced 13 straight months of over-the-year job growth. Unemployment is at 3.9%. That seasonally unadjusted number was 6.3% the day that I became governor. We've landed 130 major economic development projects in the state of Louisiana, more than $33 billion of capital investment in the creation of 27,000 new jobs and more than 21,000 jobs retained. So I'm excited about what the future holds. I hope that you are as well. I'm excited that we have stabilized our budget. The largest ever budget deficit in the history of our state has given way to small surpluses, and this stability is serving us well in the state of Louisiana. For example, we're no longer cutting higher education. And this year we're on track to give our teachers an overdue pay raise, the first in 10 years. And we're certainly going to fully fund our TOPS obligation as well as need-based aid for higher education as well. We're also providing more health care coverage to lower income workers so that they can get the care that they need to remain productive workers and to stay in employment. Simply put, things are much better today in Louisiana than they were just 3 and 4 years ago. And I'm convinced that they're going to get better still going forward. And that's manifesting itself in a lot of ways around the state of Louisiana. And certainly the people of Louisiana know it and they feel it. And they recently told an LSU survey that they know in greater and greater numbers that Louisiana is moving in the right direction. And yeah, we still have our challenges and we still have a lot of work to do. But compared to where we were before and where we are today, we can attack those remaining challenges, relatively speaking, from a position of strength. And you all will play a big part in that. So I want to thank you for all their contributions that you make every day to the state of Louisiana. And I want to thank you for everything that you've done in the past. And I am very, very optimistic about the future of our state and your role in it. So God bless you, and may God bless the great state of Louisiana. Thank you.